Housing reform was one of the big issues lawmakers said was a priority this session. Senator Robbie Mills sponsored Senate Bill 9 this year, driven by proposals discussed in a housing task force he has co-led the past 2 years, identifying solutions to the state's shortage of 200,000 housing units. Mills' legislation easily passed the Senate. The House rolled in language from at least 11 smaller housing bills that had not reached the finish line, including a provision eliminating local government's regulation of Airbnbs. Democrats called it the biggest missed opportunity this session in a media conference this week.
This was last summer, and I'm there with Republican senators and Republican representatives. They're like, yeah, absolutely, we're going to get something done for housing. And again, we're talking about this stuff when we're getting ready to go on a power plant tour. Like, it was on our minds. It was the thing that we spoke about for months. It was not partisan. It's not urban versus rural.
We do think it's important for the General Assembly to adopt policies that can streamline permitting, reduce red tape, take innovative steps to constructing infrastructure related to housing. So we think this is an important topic. It's not going to go away on its own.
The Kentucky Chamber told me earlier this week they were holding out a lot of hope they could work lawmakers to get it through as well. Legislation permitting religious institutions to develop affordable housing did reach the governor's desk this year. That was House Bill 333, signed on April 7th. Representative Roberts, let's start here with you. The short-term rental change thing that I mentioned around Airbnbs, that was an idea that's been previously pushed by the House before. It's not had a Senate vote in prior sessions, to my knowledge. Do you think that was the provision that killed this bill?
I'm not sure what exactly killed Senate Bill 9. It could just have been timing, but that being said, what a missed opportunity this was, particularly a missed opportunity for my generation, Bodie. The average first-time home buyer is 40 years old. I was 16 years old when my mother was 40, and I think about that issue. What that means is that we are depriving entire generations of the American dream. Senate Bill 9, in my view, was common sense that we had put together of streamlined permitting, ensuring that we don't have archaic regulations depriving especially young generations of the opportunity to own a home whatsoever, and just protecting that basic principle of property rights. It was a good bill. I was very saddened to see it not get to the governor's desk, and this needs to be a priority. The streamlined permitting, House Bill 530, the lot size and driveway size regulations, House Bill 617 and 18. I co-sponsored all three of those bills, and I mean, young Americans have every right to be angry that this didn't move. They have every right.
I agree with pretty much everything Representative Roberts just said. It is a total shame, and definitely the biggest missed opportunity of the session, that we failed to do anything very substantive in the housing space. While I am incredibly grateful that we passed the Yes in God's Backyard bill that allows for religious organizations to build housing on their property, that's only going to yield a small number of houses, even if many religious organizations take that up. The eviction expungement portion of Senate Bill 9 that was tacked on by the House, that was good legislation. It was bipartisan, supported by people on both sides of the aisle, and it would have helped young families who have gone through difficult times but have found their way into greater earnings and more family stability, would have helped them. I do agree with the early proposition that perhaps it was the Airbnb regulations that did kill Senate Bill 9. The underlying bill itself by Senator Mills was really thoughtful. Another success that I want to be grateful for is that we did put $5 million from the into the Affordable Housing Trust Fund. I do think that that will help stir some development, and it's a meaningful investment. But I would note that it's smaller than what Lexington invests annually, smaller than what Louisville invests annually in their own respective trust funds. So it was something, which is better than nothing, but it definitely left Kentuckians wanting.
And you touched on where I was hoping to go next year, which was, how far do you think that money that's in the Affordable Housing Trust Fund will ultimately go, and what does this look like by this time next year when we're back in session?
Yeah, I'm hoping that we can continue work on the Affordable Housing Trust Fund. I hope that it makes a difference, and it may be a small difference to the Commonwealth overwhelmingly, but to those that are going to benefit from this, this is the difference between the American dream or a generation of renters. So I think this was a huge step in the right direction. I hope that we can see this go further, because the fact is you can't have a free market if people don't have access to capital, and home ownership was how the market really operated. That's what people would hedge their bets on their business ideas. You don't get a free market if you don't have a generation of young homeowners.
All right, y'all, we ran out of time on this one, but I imagine we could continue discussions a lot further on this particular issue. There's a lot to unpack.